Good morning, everyone. Sunday, February the 2nd, 2025. Good to be here with you guys. Um, wow, we're already in February, huh? It's amazing to me. Um, we have 11 months left. Does it feel to you like time's like seriously accelerating? It sure seems like that to me. Um, Gets me into a whole lot of thoughts, actually. I've been thinking quite a bit last, say, 24, 48 hours about this Sunday morning that we were going to do today. If you guys could repost the room, make sure everybody's aware um, that we're on. We're live. Sunday morning with Gary Cardone. Uh, Although I fret about doing this every uh, bloody Sunday morning, I fret about it on Saturdays. I sure do enjoy it. As soon as I get here, um, I realize how important, at least this is for me. And I hope, hopefully, it's important to you. Look, I mean, Matt, think about this, right? We're all taking a little time out of our week. We used to do this when I was a kid. My dad would, we'd all get dressed up and go to church. And it was a deal, man. It was a family deal. And then we would have lunch. And we would see people at the church. And I may not really dug it then, but there was something about that whole thing of community coming together. And, you had a normal, regular thing to do. So I think I miss that, and that's how this all came about. I was painting one Saturday, and I was finding myself a little irritated that I didn't have a place to go to. I'd been playing with some of this social media stuff on X, and I was noticing, because of my interest in Bitcoin, I started seeing all these little attachments to media and social media and news and information, and this community, a community coming together, leaving mainstream everything. I think that is where we're at right now as a society. Actually, I think I remember 2 years ago or so, I was speaking to an engineer, and I said, this pendulum has swung so far to the left, so far to, I wouldn't say extreme libertism, but it swung somewhere a little wacky. I mean, in fairness, okay, it got carried away. Anyway, it swung so far, and I said, this pendulum's going to swing back, which I was correct, and it is beginning to swing back. What he reminded me of was, in mechanical terms, that pendulum will swing back all the way to the other extreme. That is just mechanics, physics. And we're not anywhere near the other extreme yet. Having said that, what I'm trying to say is that we went off and got into a bunch of groups. I'm not even sure they were groups. They were just a bunch of individuals all yakking about the same group thing, but there was not a group thought. There was not a individual collection of goodness, like creating something. If you do not create something, you are going to die. That's it. You're done. Like you're either creating or you're not creating. Like it's either, this is my view. I'm either being constructive or destructive. Very, very seldom am I neutral. Like, I think this thing about, hey, man, I'm just middle of the road, it's cool. Like, you're part of the problem. I think I'm either being constructive or destructive. And I can probably be constructive and destructive uh, maybe all at the same time. And hopefully I'll get to that because what I want to talk about today, I think we'll start playing a game. I won't introduce the topic until we're about 1,000 people. That's a fun game. But I think this topic that we're going to talk about today, I will be very surprised. In fact, I'd love to know in your comments, how many of these sessions have you made? Have you made 3 sessions, 6 sessions, or 16 sessions? I think this is number 16 or 17. And the reason I want to know that is just from the general audience. Give me a smash on, just throw a number in there. Chris says first one. Lori says all of them. Awesome, Lori. Chris, is it? Yeah, Chris. Welcome, dude. And this is a family-friendly event. It has nothing to do with finance. It has everything to do with you getting rich, though, and me getting rich, extremely rich, extremely wealthy, and really free. Free of things we might not even fully comprehend the things that we're imprisoned by, that I'm imprisoned by. Okay. It's funny. It's so weird. Well, Mia Hart's been here 15 times. Giovanni's 3. Nathan Graham says the last 4. Thanks, Nathan, for being here. Rands has been here 10. Oh, hi, 6. I love you guys, man. Like this. Why do I love you? I don't know any of you, but I love you that you're here and you like, not for me. It's like, oh wow, there's people on this planet that actually want to be, they want to improve. My ego doesn't want to say I need to improve. I just realized that I was fighting that kind of like statement, but I should be really cool with wanting to improve all the time, right? It should be like a badge of honor I should wear. Sorry for my great religious attire here this morning. So, the title of this is Fertilizing the Mind as an Activity, right? And that's what I'm trying to get to is that if my ego, and I don't even know it, but if my ego is fighting me saying, hey, I want to improve, that means like there's a part of me that says, dude, if you have to improve, that means there's something wrong with you. I know people that will like literally go, no, I don't have anything to improve on. Or if I do need to improve, there must be a flaw here. I am flawed. Okay. For sure. I am a flawed, lazy, apathetic. Sometimes I stick my neck out. Sometimes I don't. I'm just a freaking human being. And with a ton of stuff packed inside of me, wherever I start and end. Kaiser says he's been here 8 to 10 times. Christopher Salone's 12, and he works on Sundays. He's working now. Kaiser's been here 8 to 10 times. So I really appreciate you guys being here. That gives me a sense of where we're at. So, we started at IM. Now we have 1,000 people here, so we'll share what we're going to talk about. We started with, hey, what the hell am I doing this for? And then I went into IM, and we did this whole exercise on who am I? Okay, and I get really excited about it. I think I could hold man, if I was money oriented, like I would have 13 different programs running right now. I would be selling these programs. The IM program, I think I could run a 12-week program, charge people $12,000, and they would be like ecstatic to pay triple that. It would change your entire life. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just saying that there's so much rich material that has not look, none of the material that I'm sharing with you is new. It's been written down. It's been procrastinated, most certainly, but prognosticated for centuries. So nothing I am sharing is new. Um, and maximally, I'm just trying to share my own kind of like challenge with being I am. Okay. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is, if you're new here, the I am is, I want you to write down. If you are new here, you should bring a notepad. Okay. Notice I've been writing already. So bring a notepad. I keep these Sundays very unique to one book. And so what am I doing by writing down things? I'm making comments of cognitions or awarenesses that I have. Like, I will say things and then recognize what I just said and go, oh wow, that's a belief system I have. Is that helping me or harming me? So what we're going to talk about today is, if we've been doing this 16 weeks, 17 weeks, whatever, you've been here 3 or 4 times, what's the odds of you guys really getting excited the first 2 or 3 or 4 times? Even your kid, you started doing nice things for people. You started writing down I am, you got excited, and then you went back to work. Somebody smashed you in the face. You didn't get the raise. You didn't get that job. Your I am didn't like just manifest overnight. And now you're hitting the wall and you're going back to the old habits. See, that's the problem with motivational programs. I hate motivational programs. I abhor them because they don't last. Might as well go take some Adderall and listen to one of these things. I'll get you jacked up. It's cool. You want to walk on some coals? Awesome. I mean, look, I think all those events are great. I do. I've spent stupid amounts of money. And by the way, when I say stupid, I mean just a lot. Not a penny of it was a waste. I mean, some of it wasn't valuable, but just the very action of me spending $1 or some time to listen or read a book or go somewhere for a weekend and do some event with some strangers, dude, it's just getting out of my own way. Now, what is my own way? I'm sitting here, I share with you, hey, look, I am a great teacher. Okay. That's something I can actually own with very little ego. When you shoot a gun, the bigger the gun, the more the recoil, usually. And every time I say something like that, I am a great teacher, it feels to me like I'm blowing a 50 caliber weapon out of a tiny little pistol, and all this recoil. Why? Because my ego goes, hey, bro, don't. What are you talking about? I am a good teacher. I can honestly say I am a good teacher. And the more I tell you that, hey, my ego actually messes with me a little bit and says, hey, why do you say that? The truth is, I am a good teacher. That's just it. Like, I have become a good teacher. Now, funny enough, when I was very young, I said to myself over and over and over again, I don't know why I did this. I am a good teacher. I am a teacher. I am a teacher. At some point in my life, I started to recognize I had an interest in being a good teacher because I hate bad teachers. I mean, I just hate bad teachers, man. I mean, how many speeches have you listened to, whether they're business or otherwise? And they're just so boring. You want to shoot the speaker, man, or you shoot yourself, or just die on the spot. Commit Harry Carey right there. And I don't understand why that is. Because I like, it hasn't been hard for me 17, 16, 17, 18 sessions. Now, maybe this is really boring. I should probably go listen to one of them. But I don't think there's a lack of material here, man. There is not a lack of material, for me at least. I mean, I'm just, a complete bizarro. But seems to me like I have a lot of material. For instance, as we've started this 16, 17 week journey, we start I mean, I have so many notes uh, and so many wins. Okay. And I would love to hear from you guys some of your wins, but some of the stuff I'm come up with, I am infinite. I am power. I am knowledge. I am a guiding light for others, for billions of people. Why can't I say that to myself? Why can't I say I am a guiding light for I am a guiding light? Okay, that's cool. I am a guiding light for billions of people. They're very different statements. Okay. Now why would I have the audacity to write billions? Dude, why not? I'm talking to 1,400 people I've never met in my life. Like there's going to be 4,000 or 5,000 people in here before the end of the session. There were 6,000 plus people in Sunday church with Gary last week. Zero promotion. I've asked. I don't even like. I literally just advertised this thing 10 minutes ago. Okay, and which is not good. I should probably set this up. I actually need somebody to help me manage this shit. Excuse my language, but um, this is just as raw as it gets, and this is my experiment. Okay, I actually think that you throw away all the rules of every rule book you've ever read. I wrote down words like freedom, um, formula for communication, which we're going to do it. We're going to do it. I am awesome. Are you awesome? Dude, if you're not awesome, you got to get to awesome, okay? If you're not awesome, if you can't look at yourself in the mirror and go, dude, I am awesome, I am begging you, okay, to go into the mirror and look at yourself and say, why can't you say that to yourself? There has to be something that is unique, special about you. Okay. Otherwise, I don't know why you're here. I've never met anybody that, if given the right opportunity, they didn't become absolutely magical human beings. I am a global, brilliant educator, communicator. I do not have to know how to communicate. All I have to do is say, I am a good communicator. Whatever is true for you, okay? Like, if I would have been born in a different body with a different mind and a different experience, maybe I would be different. I know people that I am a billionaire. It is the only thing that's important to them, dude. They want to be a bit. It's cool. It's just never been my deal. So what I'm going to ask you to do is ask yourself, how has it become more difficult in the last 3 or 4 weeks uh, being with who you're discovering you are? See, I actually think the more you do I am, the more you start to learn, the more I start to learn who I actually am. And I stop lying to myself and lying to other people. Like I'm a liar. Wow, that's heavy duty, dude. I am a liar. Now, I'm not trying to do the I am a liar. I'm actually acknowledging, oh, wow, if I am not myself, if I don't even know who I am, first off, how can I possibly be myself? And if I never ask myself the question, I am fill in the blank, do I know who I am? Do you know? You know what? Write down on a piece of paper right now. Do I know who I am? I'll do that. Do I know who I am? If you do, please write the answer down. Please write the answer down. Just a little while ago, one of the excuses I have for being in this sweatshirt, not putting on a decent shirt, is I've got 8 to 10 bougainvillea in my backyard. Bougainvillea are a viney, thorny plant that produces a red, purple, white, sometimes flower. They're beautiful. They do extremely well in dry areas like California in the desert. And they've been here for now 3 or 4 years, and I've done very little I notice they're not looking as good as they used to. I'm having a party here next week, so I'm looking around. And what I did was I took a shovel and I started cutting all the roots back. And what I did was I basically tilled the ground. I tilled all these pots. And what did I find? I found one, I probably, did a lot of destruction. Well, most certainly. You see my hands are all smashed up, but the roots to these bougainvillea had been, I cut them up. They're hammered right now, okay? They're going into shock. The dirt's all been tilled up. There's fresh air in there. I'll feed them with some fertilizer. I'll gently water them probably. Now, why am I saying that? Because I think I need to take a hoe inside my mind, wherever I think that mind is. I actually don't think very much goes on here other than neurotransmission. I think I am the mind. It's not just here, okay? I think I am operating at a very spiritual level if I allow myself to be something other than a slab of meat. Anyway, as I'm tilling this stuff, it's hard. It's hard work for me. And I know that if I'm the bougainvillea, I'm like, oh, wow, you just cut a bunch of my veins. This isn't fun. I'm going into shock. You know what? Those plants are going to do extremely well from that disturbance. And that's what I am telling you that I didn't tell you 16 weeks ago, that this is not simply about writing down I am. This is about actually discovering who you are and who I am. As time and challenges and experiences evolve, I evolve or don't. You want a really tough question? Write down whole periods, decades, 6 years, 5 years, where you didn't evolve at all. Literally, you just went stagnant. I've gone stagnant maybe 20% of my life. I mean, wow, when you look back on this, you're like, whoa, that was a waste of time. Now, look, people go through what they go through. I don't think anything's going to become magical and easy. But what I do know is that discovering the power of the human ability to create, imagine, envisage. Look, I think there's one difference between me and other organisms, most other organisms that I'm aware of. And that is that I have the ability, just like you do, to imagine the future. And to actually, if I can imagine the future, I can create the future. That means I can create the future by imagining the future. And in order for me to imagine the proper future, I probably need to get out of my own way. I probably actually need to discover what's in my past that could possibly taint or corrupt or challenge my inner desire to be more than I know I can be, right? Like, I only know what I know. And if I'm able to, what if we were all, this is where this started, right? Well, I was like, hey, what if we all started school And at 6 years old, the first course we took was I Am. And the second course, when we were 7 years old, by the way, every morning we have an I am a good athlete. I am healthy. I am a good person. I am a good speaker. I'm a rocket scientist. I'm a biologist. I'm a vet, right? And then at 12 years old and 13 years old and 14, every year you have an exercise of doing I am in school. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So simple. Imagine your children always thinking about I am, and therefore I can create anything I want, and therefore I can create who I am and the role I play in this planet. And then once I know all those things, even not knowing what I am not, which is I think where we're going to get to today, because I'm thinking that for the 4 or 5 thousand people, 2,000, whatever, have listened to this thing. And the people that have been here for 16 weeks, me for sure, it's a little bit less easy than it was 12 weeks ago. I'm finding some areas where I'm not so disciplined. I'm finding areas where I'm lazy, okay? Like where I'm finding areas where I don't actually do the I am. I'm not writing down at night I am. I'm not waking up in the morning going I am. All I have to do is wake up in the morning for 30 seconds and a minute, 10 minutes. I am Gary Cardone. Why don't you do that? Can you guys all just write down, I am your name, your full name? I am Gary Cardone, born on 3/21/58. Conceived, I don't know when. I'm convinced I am. The moment that I was conceived, I was alive. I absolutely believe that. Whether I had everything with me, shit, I never have everything with me. So who's hitting a wall? Okay, that's what I want to know. Anybody hitting a wall? Because I'm pretty sure that most everyone hits the wall. Okay, I'm gonna read through some of these comments and just see a couple thousand people. Nathan Graham, by the way, thank you very much. It's very kind of you. He says, "I am the I am, dude. I love that. Thank you for these Sundays, Gary, and even more for helping educate more on Bitcoin. My conviction rate and laser focus is at an all-time. I hope to see you at the Bitcoin yeah, you will. I'll be in Vegas for that show. Let's see. I love shooting. Yeah, yeah. But you see, it's a good point, though, right? And I think, by the way, guys, I think sometimes the bigger your ammo and the bigger your gun, the less you're willing to use it. I think there's some people out there uh, pretending to be BB guns and they're cannons. And you're scared to be a cannon, dude. Like I've had a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I've had some people look at me and man, you're a ballsy guy or whatever, whatever they say about my particular character, which is a unique character. Like I'm embracing it more and more as the day goes on. I'm going to encourage you to embrace your own damn character. Now, not don't try to be like me or Thoreau or Scott or Carolyn, your own self, man. I think there's some real characters out there that once we shed this bullshit that we're wearing, okay, this belief system, this mediocrity, this neutral. I think this is this is. I was getting ready to say something stupid. This is the age where we should be ourselves, dude. We should always be ourselves in every age. This is how we get in trouble. This is exactly how we get in trouble. Right here, we stopped being 100% of us. And the challenge that we are going to have is we have in my case, many decades of gravity, conscious and unconscious gravity, uh, physical and non-physical, shit made up in my head that's not even real. Uh, and 8 billion people that are either so encumbered with just surviving that they can't get the I am. I mean, I am thirsty is not a good position, dude. I am hungry. There's no sense in me trying to do a business class or a Bitcoin class to someone that's hungry. Once, Maslow talked about hierarchy of needs. I mean, I can't get here. I am if I'm hungry and scared, terrified, if I've been massively abused and I'm starving, right? Starving spiritually or physically doesn't matter. Now, the I am may look, there'll be 10 or 15% of the people that tried the I am and they couldn't get past it. Maybe more. Okay, because they couldn't confront what happened to them. But that is part of your story. And by the way, part of the story is Gary, on this day, 58 years ago, my dad died. I was 8 years old, getting ready to turn 9. And I remember the house I was in, the moment I heard it, didn't really understand it. There's 4 or 5 different images after that. That were massively impactful for me. Right now, I can sit here and go and just, but I have to confront that my father died when I was 8 years old. Okay, like it's not part of the story. But you like to look at it or not? Oh, my auntie touched me. Okay, deal with it, man. My uncle did whatever. I got beat. My dad, was a criminal. My mother was a whore. Whatever. Everybody's got a story. It has nothing to do with you. It really doesn't. I mean, it does have something to do with you, but it doesn't really have anything to do with you. I mean, who cares? What I care about is who you are right now. I care about who I am and what I'm doing on this planet, and why the hell am I here? Laurie down there says you have to think big. I agree with that. Now, I also have to be somewhat realistic about what I'm dealing with. My big has gotten bigger over time. I mean, I'll tell you something. I've said this for probably 30 years. I have never met a human being, and I've been doing this kind of like inner work since I was 25 years old. Thank God. Um, it's truly the most valuable part of my entire life. If I'm really honest, this brings tears to my eyes because I've had so many great experiences, but the very difficult inner work that I spent from the age of 24, 25 till today over the various periods of time, off and on, sporadic, different journeys, different adventures, different questions, different writings, different books, different teachers, mentors, different environments. I have never met anyone who wrote down over a 5-year period what they were becoming. If you establish what your goals are, to Laurie's point, you have to think big. You will most certainly underestimate what you were able to do. I've never met anyone in my life, ever in my entire life, who said, okay, I'm going to build this, and this. And if you look over 10 years, you will find that everything that you wanted was accomplished. And some of the things you didn't actually know that you were wanting, they also got accomplished because you didn't focus on them properly. Here's a good example. I have every business that I've gone into has ended up being a really good deal for me. Um, Now, every marriage I went into failed. Interesting. Now, why would that be? Is Gary that difficult? Maybe. But the other piece could be that I applied different technology to the businesses than I did to the marriages. And that's the fact. Okay. When I'm in a business, I have a goal, a mission. I'm constantly I am, the business is, this is what I'm doing. I'm growing it. I'm fertilizing it. I'm feeding it. I'm going to meetings. I'm showing up. I'm showing up when I don't want to. I put a smile on my face when I don't want to. Marriages? Oh shit, dude. Hey, I'm going to bed. And no, we're not going to dinner, dude. Oh yeah, mission statement. Yeah, when did we do that mission statement? Yeah, 30 years ago. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, come on. Okay, and that's just part of it. So I take full responsibility. If you can't, if someone would have slammed me and said, "Hey, bro, I need you to do an IM on this marriage," I would have never gotten married to any of these people. I couldn't have completed the course. I could not have completed the course. I would have been like, this isn't my deal, dude. Now, the businesses, they were my deal. It's what I want to do. Been painting a lot. The amount of clothes I ruined painting, you would not freaking believe it. But I just refuse. I walk down there and I'm like, I'm in the door, dude. I'm not going to change. Just getting in the door. See, here's another example. More and more people are learning that I really do like to do art. And dude, me walking 100 feet to this room to do this art is so hard. It's so hard. That's why I keep doing it too. I keep doing it because I'm like, okay, there's something here for me. There's another message, okay? I didn't want to do those bougainvilleas today. Okay, I did not. These, I didn't want to. I don't like doing manual work anymore. However, I freaking needed it. Okay, now I'm happy that I did it, and I know they needed it. And then I realized, man, dude, you've been really lazy around here. Okay, you're not paying attention to things that you love. So this is my way of. I interviewed a lady this week out of the blue. Some lady hit me up on LinkedIn or something. I'm trying to find an assistant, and she said, "Hey, look, I watched one of your videos, and you seem really defensive, like you're explaining yourself." And I'm like, "Really? Okay." Uh, like you're trying to make up. It was in it. She forgot to recognize. Hey, dude, that was an interview. Somebody was asking me questions. I'm answering the questions. Where did you grow up? How did you? So the reason I'm sharing all this with you is one, it's massively helpful for me because I realize, oh wow, I've gotten really kind of sloppy in the last couple of weeks. My sleep patterns been extremely messed up, and by the way, that really does mess me up. If my sleep patterns, well, it's not the sleep patterns, it's when I break my discipline. Like I am a guy that really needs you wake up at 6 a.m. every morning. I hate saying that. Okay. I fight it right now. I'm like, fuck that, dude. I ain't doing anything. I don't want to have to do anything. It is best for me. I remember a man told me once, he said, 4, 5, 6 words. Discipline is the key to freedom. Discipline is the key to freedom. This guy was sitting in a room. He was off to my left shoulder behind me, I'd say about 5 rows. And just, I don't remember what he looked like. My bet is he was a plumber. And I probably never saw the guy ever. This is the butterflies. that I talk about, these people that come into my life, that guy said that, and I wanted to break my neck, okay, and turn around. I was like, whoa, discipline is the key to freedom. Now, for you out there that really hate that comment, I was one of those. I am one of those. I immediately go, fuck that, dude. It's just, no, discipline is not the key to freedom. Freedom. I must be free. I must be free. I must not have discipline. Right. Okay. Isn't it interesting, paradoxically, discipline is the key to freedom? This phrase, although I know it, do not confuse me with someone who cannot be completely undisciplined. Like, do not confuse me. I'm just sitting here in front of a video camera, dude. I most certainly can violate. See, this is the point. I can know that discipline is the key to freedom and break the rule constantly. Why do I do that? Why do you do it? Okay. That's the inertia I'm talking about today. I'm talking about breaking through the roots, getting honest. This is why I want you to write down there, I am a billionaire. There will be people in the room that won't write that down. It's okay. It should flow out of you very easily. Okay. I am not Gary Cardone, dude. You remember we said, for you guys have not been here very often, the exercise is I am, but really what I'd like you to do is first just pause that little piece of paper over here. I am. Don't even fill it out. I am Gary Cardone. That's all you can fill out. And then go, I am blank. And then another page before you start the I am, unless you really, 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 really know, I want you to write down what you're not. Okay. This is really, really important. Okay. You know, I have never written down, I am not lazy. I'm going to write that down right now. Okay. I am not lazy. I am disciplined. Oh, wow. Interesting. I immediately go, I am not lazy. That's a truth for me. Okay. I am not a lazy human being. I immediately go, oh, I'm disciplined. It's so easy. Okay. Like, I really accept that. I am not a criminal. I am not a thief. I will not harm other people. Okay. For my benefit. I don't care if my stock price goes up. I am not going to cheat other people. Just make a decision, man. You're either a cheat or you're not. It's not hard. I mean, if you're going to be a cheat, fucking get after it. Do it properly. So this is about your deal. It's not about my deal. I'm most certain if you start this I am thing, you will find that you are much, much, much different than who you think you are. I'm going to say that you're much, much darker and lighter than you think you are. And both of those things must be revealed to you. They're being revealed to everyone else. It's the glitter that's not being revealed. So, and by the way, we all have this shit. There isn't a human being, dude. Not a human being that doesn't have what I have. There's not a human being that's more fixed than me. And I don't think there's a human being that's more broken than me. It's just a plant that needs some care. It's a plant that needs fertilizer and it needs water. And you can't just smash the water and the fertilizer on top of it and say, fuck it, see you later, dude. Right? Well, guess what we do every day to our lives? I see Henry down there laughing, right? But I mean, seriously, here's some food, bro. In fact, the food I'm giving these things are probably better than the food that I give myself. Most certainly better than the food my kids eat. I mean, they're smashing that McDonald's shit down their throat like it's, I can't even get off into that. Sorry, but so If everybody thought this was gonna be, "Oh, wow, I am perfect," I'm telling you, this is probably about the time that you need to dig in, okay? And this is the time you probably need to have a little another side note, maybe another page. Hey, in the last 6 sessions, 12 sessions, 20 sessions, whatever sessions, I've gotten a little lazy. Okay, I stopped doing what was working. Discipline is the key to freedom. Is that real or not? Is discipline the key to freedom or not? Who thinks so? Discipline is the key to freedom. Is there anything else possible that could be the key to freedom if it's not discipline? Okay, I would beg you to ask yourself this question. Is there anything that can help you achieve freedom other than discipline? Can a girlfriend help me become free? I don't think so. Can a spiritual advisor help me become free? Uh, Dude, I have to do the work, man. I have to be willing to find out what imprisons me in order for me to be free. I do. I have to do that. I had to recognize those plants had been ignored and abused, quite frankly. Ignoring is abusing. If I'm not fertilizing the Gary Cardone that whatever the hell puts us all together, there's a 1 in 300 billion chance of you being on this planet. It's some stupid ratio, okay? It's outrageous. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's either 1 in 300 billion or 1 in 300 million that I would even be here. You start thinking about it that way, right? That's freaking heavy, man. Okay. So, what are we trying to get to? We're trying to get to understanding, comprehension, knowledge about what is this thing that's in this package? What's in Scott's package? What's in Stephen Malinek's package? What's in McGinnis' package, right? What is this entity and what is their capability? And the only way I know how to do that is not reading someone else's book, not going to some motivational class, man. Just sitting down and going, well, hell, man, let's see. I am what? Okay. And the first start is I am not. And if we go back to the I am not, I think you're going to find that whatever happened to you in the last 12, 15, 16 weeks, the inertia, the gravity of your history, of your past, of your subconscious, dude, there's a lot going on in the old subconscious. Okay. And there's a lot in your subconscious that gets triggered by other people. I don't know if I told you guys the story the other day. I started a painting that's it's a big painting. It's probably a 6 by 4 foot canvas. Had it all done. I invited my daughter came in, took a look at, was talking to me. I said, "Hey, what do you think?" She said, "Yeah, I don't like it." I completely changed the whole painting, man. As soon as she left, I was like, okay, I will never ask any of my children or anyone else about my art. That's the lesson I learned. There is no winner there. She can't win. She didn't like it. It's cool, dude. Right? I mean, there's most art I see, I'm like, yeah, eh. Right. And then 1 or 2 out of 100 will stop me. Um, I have to do some digging. Okay. I have to go through some breaking the roots, looking around at the people that I'm hanging with and hey, is this fertilizing me? Is this enabling me to accomplish I am? Or is this a different Gary that's trying to get his rocks off, or he's trying to get some followers, or is this the Gary that, he's just feeling lonely, he just wants some company, or whatever, right? Look, I don't think anybody has an easy life. I think this is like a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of work. I think it's a hell of a lot more work to be impoverished, lost, confused, subservient. You think apathetic and apathy and being neutral is actually keeping you out of the way. It's just a life of misery, though. It's a life of this is the old saying, men live a life of a life of lonely desperation, right? Like it's a big deal, man, for guys. I think women do the same thing personally. I don't. I think men and women live lives of desperate isolation and loneliness, stuff they don't ever talk about, which I find really bizarre because I've yet to meet anybody that thinks I'm completely off my rocker. Okay, now maybe some lawyer one day is going to use all this against me and go, this guy's a nutcase. Listen to what he said on a video stream. First off, fuck you guys. I'm being as honest as I possibly can. So if you guys try to abuse me with this stuff, I think I'm so transparent, I'll just sail through it. But it dawns on me. Listen to what I'm saying. It dawns on me what I am doing here probably will be used against me one day. Which is, see, that is not a good reason for me to do it, not to do it. That is exactly the reason for me to do this. You cannot live in neutral, man. If you're living in neutral, then you have refused to call out the truth about who you are. Because there's just too much stuff that goes on that if you were really being yourself, you'd be like, hey, that is not tolerable. That is not okay what's happening here. So this is the inertia, man. This is the road less traveled. I can assure you of that. If you have not read, by the way, one of the greatest books I've ever read in my life, people ask me, I never think about sharing this book because I think you have to be in a lot of pain to read this book. But it's, what's the guy's name? Peck. I think he's a physician, Dr. Peck. Nathan Peck, is it? And the book is called The Road Less Traveled. If you have not read the book, I would strongly encourage you to buy a hardback. If you are in any type of trouble whatsoever right now, it is an awesome book. Okay, it literally, I think the first paragraph, life is difficult, and that was like, life is difficult. There's a lot of parts of life that are about suffering, man. Suffering. And in that suffering, I tell you what, I have discovered a lot of great things about myself. And by suffering, I mean just being aware and not sitting here going, okay, I'm going to just go to the bar and pretend. No, come on, man. Everybody's been pretending. We don't need to pretend anymore. If you don't know what God is, I don't know what God is, okay? I refuse to. I am not agreeing with any of you people. I don't know what God is. I've been looking, ain't ever found it. I'm sure there's something out there. But for me, it's not Jewish, it's not Catholic, it's not Baptist, it's not Episcopalian, it's not whatever, okay? I am not in these little clubs. Exclusive clubs. I'm good, you're bad, bye-bye. Like, I'm just not buying it, okay? What I am buying is that I've hit about 3 or 4 or 5% of my potential. Taking me 60 freaking years to get to a point where I'm like, oh wow, I actually, kind of know what I'm doing. took me a lifetime to figure out who to stay away from. Telling you, okay, this is a big deal too. You start doing this I am stuff. In fact, you want to know who your enemy is. Just tell them what you're doing. Okay. And when somebody sneers at you, and listen very carefully to what people say, okay? But if they sneer at you, understand they don't want you to do this. I want you to do it, by the way. In fact, I'm going to hold you responsible. 2,900 people in here, okay? You will never, ever be able to say to anyone on the planet that you were not given the keys to success or freedom. All you have to do is write down I am and start writing it down till you're complete. You just write that thing down till you have nothing else to say. You have no excuse for anything. None, zero, okay? You just got to keep writing. I am, and when you can't fill it out, well, then I am not. And just keep doing it over and over and over again. Most certainly, you will know more about yourself than you did prior to starting it, for sure. I don't care if you're in prison. I'm in prison most of the time. My life, I think I have probably lived in prison 20% of my time. My own freaking prison. Pretending to be free. How many people live in their own prison pretending to be free? It's really amazing, right? Now, why do I say that? Because I had to go out there and cut up those plants. Okay? And that hurt, man. I had to snip their blooms. Then I had to go, till the ground. It wasn't pretty. It was messy. I still have debris I have to clean up, sweep up, get rid of it. That then will create more fertilizer for something else. And I guarantee you, they may not look good for the party, but they're going to look good in about 4 weeks. They're going to just pop, be blooming, man, in an environment they're not supposed to do well in. That's the other thing. I keep these mofos blooming 9 months of the year. Nobody can do that in Florida. But I put time and attention on them. Until I don't. I get lazy. And I start not really noticing anything. Or I start worrying about Gary. Oh, Gary's just too busy. Whatever my drama is, okay? So this is what I would like to do. I would like to hear from people in the audience. If you could make some comments. What have you learned for the last, 15 weeks or so, or however long you've been here? Beyond I am Gary, what was that experience, that doing like? Did you discover anything? I mean, did you discover anything like big? Just place them in the comments. Like for me, I realized I never set my goals high enough. Like I have really grossly underestimated who I am as a human being, as capable. See, this is even people go, hey, you're cool. Yeah, I can do more. I can do a lot more. And maybe this is part of me doing that. Okay. Most certainly, I'll tell you something. I'm just going to be straight up and honest. This helps me. It's very hard for me to be a fake, a fraud. It just doesn't. It's going to be really hard for me to go off the rails here. Like I will only get better. I will only improve I will only expand my I am. Because my sense is now that I've been doing this long enough that there's literally no end to what I could say I am to. But I have to go up like through an escalator. There is no, I'm making $10,000 and now I'm a billionaire. The jump is too massive. I actually have to live through this growth thing of going, doing the journey, man. I gotta do the journey. It's not even an escalator, it's a journey. Okay. It's like, oh wow, look at that big mountain. And you just gotta walk. Heard the other day, he who enjoys walking enjoys the journey more than he who enjoys the journey, right? Meaning the guy looking for the millions, he doesn't enjoy the journey as much as the guy that just enjoyed doing the journey, walking. Um, very interesting, very interesting viewpoint. So that's what I would like to hear from you guys is, hey, what did you learn, and now what's happening? Did you hit the wall yet? Okay. Did you pick up that book and never read it? I got a bunch of books. Most certainly, okay, this book that I just shared with you guys, The Road Less Traveled. Um, that thing will wake your ass up. I've picked it up 2 times in my life, and I will tell you, it's really helped me. It's probably saved me when I was really messed up. Messed up from life. I mean, I just had people attack. Scott Peck, that's it. Thanks, Judson. Scott Peck, yeah. See, Mick Marson says, I've learned rather harshly that no amount of works, people pleasing, striving for good, making the grind, my God, will ever be good enough. Life is about grace, mercy, and reciprocating that. I personally agree with that. I'm not into the grind. I think that look, I don't think it becomes a grind when you know who you are. Somebody that digs the grind, that's their deal. They're going to dig the grind, right? But I think the more you know who you are, it's going to be, yeah, bro. DD, read that book. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome book, man. Thank you for being here. I think I can manifest. I am super successful, whatever that means. And I'm not grinding. Why would I need to grind, man? I need to figure out how to do this efficiently. Now, do I think that you should be grinding when you're 18? I offered my daughters $25 an hour to come help me for 4 hours each, $100 cash, no taxes. And they were like, hey, we got too much homework. All right. Well, sooner or later, you're going to have to start grinding. Okay, $25 an hour. Who got paid 25? Henry Thoreau. You ever get paid $25 an hour when you were 17? I don't think so. That grind is not really grind. I think people are talking about. Okay, that's learning how to work. Crypto Billy says, too focused on the destination versus enjoying the journey, but it's the journey that impacts you more than anything. For sure, dude. Like, I don't even remember any of the accolades. Oh, by the way, if you're like me, as soon as you get near the goal, you change it anyway. As soon as you get near the goal, you start changing it, man. So it's not like we even do these goals. I don't remember a goal that I celebrated. I mean, I do celebrate my goals because I had a partner once that just refused to celebrate anything. And you should celebrate. It's a you should celebrate them. Now, when I say celebrate, the first time I made $1 million, I bought myself a $10,000 gold Rolex watch. That's it, man. I made $1 million bonus and I bought a $10,000 watch and that was it. I saved the rest of it. That was cool. Um, that's important to do. Okay. And then move on. Okay. What's the goal now? Again, guys, I don't really know what I'm doing here. Okay. All I know is that a long, long, long time ago, I made the comment to myself that I was going to be a good teacher because I was pissed off at bad teachers. And 17, 18 weeks ago, I was in a room and I'm like, man, I wish I had some place to go on Sundays to talk to people or just to like at least all be in the kind of same cool spiritual energy. Um, and my job as a soldier, I remember being a really young man. I was like, I am one of God's great soldiers. I don't really know what God is, but I was like, I am one of God's great soldiers. I've been doing these IMs since I was really young. Now, see, for me, that really gets me off, man. I'm one of God's great soldiers, right? Like, leading the spearmen, the lead. Like, it's just my gig. Some people won't want that. They'll be, oh yeah, but I'm the protector of those guys. Okay, cool, dude. That's cool. Now we have an army of people that are on purpose, that are doing something. It doesn't matter if you're 80 years old either. It doesn't matter if you're 16. You can start this right now, dude. You don't need a teacher. Okay? You go get the book, The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. It's this big. Costs you $4. Download the damn thing from the internet if you don't have $4. Shit, if you don't have the money to buy one, send me your email. I'll send you one. And then read The Road Less Traveled. I mean, let me ask you a question. You want to be on the road where everybody else is going? Do you really want to be on the road that everyone else is on? Think about that. Most of the people that are going to be listening to this are not like me. Okay, I'm an extreme, crazy, don't give an F about what most people think. I do care what most people think, but if you're a ding dong, I just don't really even care. Um, and if you think I'm a bad guy, then you're just a ding dong. Because like, I have zero bad intentions here. But ask yourself, like, come on, boys. Sorry. They're doing their job. Um, do you really want to be on the same path that everybody else is on? I mean, just look around the world, dude. People go to Publix and Safeway, and they're on all their drugs, and they're doing whatever. They've been married 1,000 years. It looks like 10,000. They don't talk to each other. Uh, they're fat, obese, unhealthy, fucked up in the head, angry, bitter, not divorced. They want to be. Ain't getting laid. I mean, haven't done anything creative, and they still watch Fox and CNN. So this is do you really want to do that? So if you don't, see, this is the part of I am not average. Great exercise, guys. We could do this in 2 minutes. Write down the following 3 words. I am average. And if you follow my directions, you're a robot, dude. Why would you write down I am average? Don't do that. Don't write down anything that's not true. I am not average. I refuse the middle of the bell curve. Okay, I want to be either a freaking freak show psychopath or I want to be a really, really, really great guy. But I want to make an impact, man. Come on. Like, it's not going to require much more energy. There's actually less people over here on these edges than in the middle. Why? Who taught you to stay in the damn middle? It's safe there, son. You know, the deer that gets shot is the deer on the edge. Oh, I might get shot. You're not a fucking deer, man. That's the difference. You're not a deer in the headlights. You're a human being with unbelievable capability. In fact, you have the capability to imagine and envisage the future and manifest it. Therefore, you can manifest it. If I can see it, I can create it. And all I have to do is go do the doingness behind the imagination. This is a very, very, very different technology than a deer has. So, see, this is why I say listen to the messages that people give you or have given you. Hey, stay in the herd, man. Stay in the middle. Nobody gets shot in the middle. Yeah, well, nobody even sees you. You're lost, dude. You're just, you know, it's crowded, sweaty, oof, stinky. Why the hell you would want to do that? I drive down the highway and I'm like, wow, why are there so many cars in the left lane and there's nobody in the right lane? Let's get in a line, man. The Brits are the worst. You could just draw a Q somewhere and people are going to start standing in line. Q is line, Q-U-E. And freaking Brits, dude, they love their lines. I'm just screaming right by them. They're like, that's such a rude American. Like, bro, the entire highway is just wide open. And you guys all chose to get in line. Well, it's the civil thing to do, dear boy. It's so civil. Well, you be civil, and I'm going to get to the meeting early. So most people, you know, when I don't want to stand out, it's usually because I have something to hide. When I don't want to stand out, it's usually because I have something to hide or that I'm embarrassed about or guilty. This is a really weird concept, but I would just ask you to embrace the potential that it serves you to be apathetic, neutral, and in the center, and in the herd, in the group. Maybe mom or dad or both, or grandpa or auntie or uncle all said, "Hey, man, you know, it just don't. If they don't notice you, they can't attack you." That's maybe true, okay? But the problem is you're attacking yourself. You're literally placing yourself in a heavy gravity situation in the middle of the largest collection of stupidity, ignorance, and apathy, huddling up in the center of just lethargy. Don't change. Don't be bright and beautiful. Be dull and ugly. Be like those bougainvilleas out there that haven't gotten enough attention. I'm going to implore, I'm going to implore that you embrace why you're in the middle. Why have you ever been in the middle? It's literally the way you're thinking, okay? Literally the way you're thinking. So I am exceptional, period. I don't have to define where I'm exceptional. I am most certainly exceptional somewhere. Now, hey, I am full of integrity. I am full of integrity, okay? Like full of integrity, dude. Not just a little bit, but like I am a fucking solid integrity kind of guy. If you ask me a question, I have an obligation to tell you the truth, not lie to you. Henry says, "Hey Gary, what do you think?" Well, bro, you know, why would he ask me? He wants me to sugarcoat it? Well, why would he want me to sugarcoat it, dude? Go ask somebody else. People don't ask me for advice and want it sugarcoated. Why would you do that to someone? Furthermore, why would you even answer the damn question? The question should be, hey, bro, what do you think? Why don't you go write down the I am and I'll tell you what I think of it later? And then I'm not even going to respond to them. They're not going to come back and even ask because they have satiated what they needed. They're asking a question they don't know. Hey, bro, go write it down. I am not, I am not, I am not. If you define who you are not, one of those things must be, I am not in the fucking middle, gray. Like you're not in a witness program, a federal witness program. Fucking start acting like you're a human being, man. Okay, I need people like you. Seriously, okay? People like me need more people like me. But not just like me. I mean, I need some different people, or we'll all be insane. But I want a lot of people shining, man. It's not true that may be true for some people, like Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, but I have like you. A friend of mine could come here tomorrow morning and make $1 billion. I know people that would be really upset by it. I'd be like, bro, that's so awesome. It's unbelievable. Zero. People ask me all the time, they're like, hey, you and Grant competitive? I'm like, I've never thought about competing with Grant ever in my whole life, except when we were kids and playing baseball. It's not, it's weird that people would even ask me the question. He's not in my universe, man. I'm competing with, like, when I was in business, I was competing with Goldman. And even then, I wasn't even competing with Goldman. There has really never been any competition. I don't think there is any competition. Most certainly, and I'll start wrapping up here. Maybe some people have some comments. Most certainly, if you do I am, if you were to do I am for 10 days a year, and by 10 days a year, I mean 40 hours a year, 4 hours a day for 10 days. Yeah, 4 hours a day for 10 days per year. I would love to run this experiment, actually. I would bet that in your category, IQ, social collection, if we were able to bucket up a bunch of people, the people that did I am would be in the very, 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 very top quarter. In the very top end, what's the 1% of that bucket? Guarantee you, man. 40 hours per year. I mean, that's literally, if you did, you could do 4 hours a month on I am. 1 hour a week doing I am. I should sell a program like this, Henry. Seriously, it would be the most, it would be literally, okay, like there'd be no refunds. Okay, 4 hours a month, 1 hour a week. I am not. I am not. I am not. I ought to patent this trademark the damn idea. Then do an affiliate program with Peck on the road less traveled, and then one with Og Mandino. They're both dead, so I probably get a decent deal and wrap a great program together, make $1 trillion, billion, gazillion dollars, and then try to go tap into Jeff Bezos' soon-to-be wife and disrupt their marriage. Why does she do that? I mean, this is where I get to on I am. All I do is have to look at that. And I'm sorry to be critical, but dude, if that is your idea of success, I don't want it. I did not do this for that. And by that, I mean the whole thing. I don't mean just her. I mean the whole package, dude. It's like, Really, that's what you get when you become the richest man in the world? Not for me, guys. It's not for me. Like we have to. There has to be more here. There has to be more here. So uh, one other thing I'm just gonna admit here. I'm now moving into the future. I'm thinking about, hey, look, how am I gonna keep doing these Sunday mornings? Like I'm starting to start thinking about next week and the following week. And I'm like, I don't know that I have the material. I don't know what. So now notice what's happening though. And this always happens. Okay. 3, 4 months into a deal, into any deal, I start overthinking it. Now, how did we start? I started because of Saturday afternoon. I was irritated about not having a place to go to on Sunday. So I just touched a button. I said, hey, we're doing Sunday church. 6, 7, 800, 1,000 people showed up. I didn't say I was gonna, I didn't worry about next week's agenda today. But that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm sitting here right now going, shit, man. See, I'm not even present in this thing now. See what's happening? See, I'm getting my bullshit going. I'm thinking too much. You cannot think too much. Thinking is the problem. I am has no thoughts to it. It's you are not going to write down, I am a billionaire unless you have a tremendous need to be that. Some deep desire, okay? Very few people need that, man. Much less want it. Or whatever I am an artist. There was a point in my life I would never write that. Ever. And then I realized, oh wow, I'm actually been creating art in business. I think I can do that on canvas. Right? So where was I? I was headed with I don't have to think about I've never thought about what we're going to do next week. But you see what's happening, man? I'm getting attacked with another vector. Oh, if this is going to be successful, I've got to be really committed for the rest of my life. Oh, man, this is a lot of work. See, no, I just have to do today, man. I have to do today and go, oh, wow, there's 3,600 people in the room. I think I'll do next week too. As long as there's 1,000 people, why would I not do this? It's not harming anything. Maybe I run out of material. Maybe we just have to figure out, oh, shit, now what? See, this is my weird, maybe I'm narcissistic. I don't know. Gary's journey to self-discovery. But if I don't share this is what I don't like about mentors and priests. They always talk about their perfection. And it's like, bro, I think I get more out of it. Somebody going, damn, dude, I'm already thinking about what's going to happen next week. And oh, Gary's just going through his bullshit. Right? Gary's brain, and that's why I saw Henry down there. Yeah, exactly, dude. Thinky, right? So look, guys, I'm just trying to get, if one or two people, the truth is, if one or two people, there's going to be some cat in here that starts doing I am. You what? Mark my words, 10 years from now, I'm going to get an email. Bro, how can I help you? I'm worth $8 trillion. I guarantee you. Okay. Or some son or some father. Hey, man, my kid was on drugs. He got off drugs. Stuff like that. So that's why I'm doing it. I want to hear from you guys. Do we have a few minutes left? Maybe Henry, anybody that's got a video, what did you learn from the I am, and where are you right now? Is the gravity hitting you? And did any of this make sense today about, this collection of, hey, you have to just get through the gravity of the inertia, and then you start realizing how deep your quicksand is. This is a big problem for most people to get through. Henry, do you know what I'm talking about, man?
I do, Gary. Yes. How are you today? Yeah.
Good, buddy. Good.
Yeah. These days, because, I don't come to the Bitcoin spaces a lot. I come to this space because you focusing on this the way you do, it forces me out of just focused on money. I mean, my life's only when people talk to me in my group, all we talk about is money. And so that's why I was saying, like, it does mess with your head, right? And then for me, then I actually pull away from other groups and I pull away from talking with other groups because I can't I can't focus on doing that because of the stress of that with the attacks like that. I don't know how you do it, but I come to these because you pull me out of my, I guess, box that I construct. Like you called it a prison. Yeah, I have a self, dude. I have a big house. I have a nice yard. I sit in a little closet where I trade 18 hours a day on purpose. Like, anyway, it is. I boxed myself on purpose. The more money I've made, I've boxed myself in. Anyway, so I'm not good with the I am. I did think it was more of an expression, the way you were talking about I am, than uh, a construct, because you were saying to not allow the thinking to get right. You don't want to complicate it too much. So you're talking more of an expression. It's more of like what has to come out of you. Anyway, that's what I got from it, Gary. But thank you. You being open like this, nobody's open like this. Nobody like what you're doing. I just think it's very special. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for doing it.
Thank you very much, Henry. Appreciate you being here. Um, yeah, it's been on the finance piece. I mean, I don't. You can't just unless you're. I'm not a newscaster. Okay, I'm not a financial analyst. Happy to share my business experience and how that relates, but I can't imagine talking about Bitcoin every day. Um, Most certainly, I didn't make a 1-day investment. So, and the more I realize who's listening there, I don't. I think there's a lot of really. I think the quality of people that a space like this is going to attract is one. It's extremely wide. It doesn't have any kind of religious overture. Um, it may offend some people that want to hear Jesus's name or Israel or whatever. I'm not going to do it. There's plenty of places to go to for that. I think this, call it new age. I don't really care. But I'll tell you, Henry, I would encourage you uh, to do the I am writing because it is. There's never been a time in my life. I just think they're the most powerful two words in the human language. And they have done so much for me to help me understand who I am. Like really, because it's does like why would I write when I was younger? I'm a great teacher. I had no like here I am teaching that 30 years later. Wow, I had there was no reason for me to write that, but I kept saying I'm a good teacher. I think it was also about have never been a salesman. And so, but what I was doing was I was trying to, in order for my business to be good, I had to teach people what I was doing. And so I became a fairly good communicator on a idea. Every business I've ever gone into has really been an idea. I remember a time, and all these ideas, by the way, were pretty crazy. So when I'm going into the idea, my hack was, well, I'm going to safeguard myself while I'm on the airplane going to London to build this thing. I am. I am a great businessman in London. I own an energy company. Dude, I would just write about my journey. And it was a way for me to like, okay, I'm jacked up, dude. I'm at least jacked up. But also, I was putting out some beautiful energy in the universe. And I remember meeting a man in England once. He was about 20 years older than me, had a really good life. Went to lunch with him. He said, I don't believe a word you say. I don't think your business is going to be successful. I think I've heard you. I've seen your pitches. I think it's an utter load of bullshit. I'll never forget it. He was in his Jaguar, had a driver with his little gloves on, and then he looked at me. He said, "But I'll tell you one thing: your belief, your zealot belief in what you have packaged up, is fucking impressive." He said, "I believe that you believe," and that was enough for me, dude. Now he ended up getting retired, and I retired when I was 41 years old from that business. Literally, he just couldn't grasp it. But did I get all flaked out over it? No, dude. He gave me everything I needed. I believe that you believe. That was what he was impressed by. People follow that, man, like in a big way. You guys know they're listening. There'll be some people who go, "Oh, he's a fraud. He's going to launch a meme coin, whatever." Okay. But I'm telling you, most of the people on here are going to be like, "This guy's a straight shooter. That's a straight story, dude." All I needed that man to do was to tell me how much he believed in I knew my pitch was good, man. Like the pitch was good. He was like, "Dude, this guy believes. If I believe, this is a done deal, man. I don't care what you believe in. Once I believe in something, I will die over it." I mean, there isn't something like I will break my legs if the game's big enough, right? So, and wouldn't that be a cool thing, dude? Wouldn't see this is the whole purpose of this thing. If you can get to a point, if I can get to a point where I'm doing this, and see now I'm really enjoying this Sunday morning because I'm like, hey, I'm supposed to be here, man. I believe in doing this. I don't know why I'm doing it. I just know that I'm supposed to be here on Sunday mornings. I don't know if it's God or if it's ego. Who cares? I'm here right now. You're here right now. We can learn from each other. I'm most certainly learning. So I'm going to ask you to do a few things, and then we're going to wrap up. One, I'd love you to write down, even O. Henry down there. See, it's the Henrys of the world. It's. I would ask, hey, what is the resistance to the I am? There's always a resistance. I know what I can spell mine with 3 letters. So my resistance is always spelled with 3 letters and only 3 letters ever. It's always the same thing. But I would ask you all to do one thing. 3,865 people. If 3,865 people were to write down I am on one piece of paper, like this, I am, and then I am not. Okay? Just smash out some things on there, okay? I am not. You may find that it's easier to do this one than it is to do this one. Okay? I love starting with this one. I start with this one. I am Gary Cardone. And then as soon as I delay it, come over here. Come over to the I am not. You will find that doing I am not is easy. Just go crazy. Okay? Go crazy on I am not. The reason for that is that we remove all the categories that we don't have to deal with ever again. At least for the next 5 years, okay? And then it leaves us with a little bucket. Oh, wow. If I'm not a criminal, if I'm not a prostitute, if I'm not a doctor, a lawyer, not to combine those 4 things, if I'm not a chemical engineer, if I'm not a psychopath, if I'm not a rapist, if I'm not a child abuser, if I'm not blah, 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 right? Then I'm left with this little category of, oh, wow, Henry has some natural tendencies, natural inclinations, natural instincts, his own DNA. His DNA is different than mine. Hello? He's different. He ain't just a piece of meat, a sheep. So I want him to be brilliant, and he probably needs to get a haircut. And you know, I am not liquidated is not like, okay, cool. Then you're managing. I manage my risk appropriately. Yowzer. You guys are so funny. So look, I am and I am not. It takes you like 5 minutes, guys. Anyone that would do this and do it 1 hour a week for 1 year, I would offer you $100,000 in cash if your life wasn't substantially better, or Bitcoin. If your life wasn't substantially better in 5 months, much less 1 year. 1 hour a month. I am not. I am not. I am not. I am not. I am an awesome teacher. I run one of the greatest churches on planet Earth. There's been tens of millions of people helped. And we are a better world because of the contributions I make on this planet than we were when I was being lazy and apathetic and hiding. So I am not. Second thing you have to do, excuse me, you have to do, it's, what time is it? 12:07 p.m. We've been going an hour and a half. That's good. You need to go out and do something nice for somebody today. You cannot take credit for it. Just go out and do something nice for somebody. For a couple of you guys, you need to do something nice for your enemy. Okay. You know who you are. Okay. Wearing a little bit of guilt or something, then go do something really nice for that ex-husband that really messed you around, unless it's really extremely toxic and that's not cool, or whatever. The dad, the mom, just clean up your shit. Okay. Be nice to someone. Everyone, dude, everyone is less than they could be. I truly believe that. Okay. Like, you know why I believe that? Because we never had these classes. If I was 7 years old, taking my first class was, I am. Hey, mom, what am I am? Imagine if everybody lived that way. It'd be the greatest class that anyone could spend. And the kids would have no instructions. They would literally just be. Imagine growing up like that. I can be whatever. I am a computer, and my software can get written and rewritten and rewritten and reprogrammed and upgraded and upgraded. When was the last time you got erased any of your bullshit? Can you imagine keeping a hardware system for 40 years and never updating the damn server? Hello, Mars to humanoids. You're nothing but a computer program and you're bloated with a bunch of shit. Delete, erase, reconfigure, reprogram. I am a great human being. I choose to be a great human being. I'm going to continue being authentic, honest, kind, and telling the truth. And I hope that you guys show up here next week and do exactly the same thing. Hold people more accountable in your life that are around you once you're perfect, okay? This is not your job to go around slapping people and correcting them, telling them you need to do the I am. You need to do the I am, okay? I'm not lecturing anybody. I am doing the I am. Okay. And like when I see Litecoin Leo say, I am grateful for Gary's church. Thank you, dude. See, that's cool. I am grateful. Now, if you're really grateful, share it with someone. Okay. Like there's a man in here with a 51-year-old and his 18-year-old kid shows up every Sunday morning. I think that's so beautiful. Dude, there isn't any amount of Bitcoin, not any amount of Bitcoin that makes me happier than that. A 51-year-old man with his 18-year-old son, it kills me. My kids aren't here. It would be so cool if my kids weren't here. For me, I'd be like, wow, man, they dig that. Well, one of you guys send them a link one day and go, hey, your dad's pretty cool, man. But see, for me, that's not my deal to pitch to them. Somebody else pitches it, they don't need to learn. They need to learn from someone else. So with that, thank you guys very much. Really enjoyed doing this today. I've got a ton of work to do today and tomorrow to get prepared for this 3-day event that I'm having here, called N40DAA.com. It's a digital asset conference. Really looking forward to it. There'll be some really, really cool people. And it's surprising to me how many business people are actually going, hey, dude, I see what you're doing on Sunday mornings. And part of me is like, oh, shit, little nervous. And then I'm like, hey, I'm really proud of what I'm doing. Like, I am so proud. Like, on the business front, I've always been a little careful about how out there I've been, because of some of the business I've done with really large companies. And now I'm just like, I don't really care. I don't have any partners. I don't care if Visa doesn't want to do business with me. Fuck you. Okay. I don't really care. And what freedom, man. And then to be able to say to you guys, seriously, I mean, I love Bitcoin. But when I hear a 51-year-old man and his 18-year-old kid showing up here every Sunday morning, eating breakfast, having coffee, listening to my ugly face, I'm like, and that's more valuable to me than all Bitcoin? Dude, that's cool. So I'll see you guys next week. Thank you very much. And be good. Ciao.